Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is Yua, and in today's video, I'm going to give you my full review, thoughts, and opinions on the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals of Volume 1 palette. So if you'd like to see my thoughts and opinion on that, then of course keep watching. And I do post weekly beauty, fashion, lifestyle videos. So if you're new here, of course subscribe to my channel. Other than that, let's get started. So Tati is a Philly YouTuber. She does post daily videos. She's been an OG YouTuber for, I believe, like over a decade. I have watched some of her videos. I don't currently watch her on a daily basis anymore. Once in a while, I'll watch some of her videos, but she did release her first ever like beauty line. She does also have like a vitamin line as well, but she did release her first ever cosmetics line, and this is the first product she released, which is her, well, first of all, her brand is called Tati Beauty, and she did release her first cosmetic product, and this is her Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. So this does retail for about $48, and you can only purchase it on right now directly from the Tati Beauty website. That's exactly where I purchased it from. Now this does say it's Volume 1, so I'm assuming there's going to be a Volume 2. Pretty much it's a typical, you know, cardboard black. The only difference with this palette that I've seen, first of all, right off the back, is the weight. It's a pretty good heavy weight. Even me, when I'm doing my makeup and I'm holding this, my hand gets pretty tired. So it's a pretty good weight palette. So you can tell that it's pretty sturdy. It's not cheap. Like, I feel like it's a pretty good weight. But the only thing is I can't hold it in my hand for a long time without my hand getting tired. So that's just me. But overall, it's a pretty typical black cardboard packaging. It does have sort of like a matte finish, if you know what I'm talking about, like that NARS finish. So it is nice, but you don't see like your smeared hands or handprint on here. And then here is the inside. So first of all, this has a really good, really big, good size mirror. And I really appreciate that, especially if you travel a lot and you don't know if where you're going and there's going to be a really good mirror. So I really like that. It does have really good size mirror, and it feels like it's a pretty goody. It's a pretty good sturdy mirror as well. It feels like it's not flimsy. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall out. So it's pretty good. And here are the eyeshadows. So in this eyeshadow palette, you can see that there's 24 different eyeshadows to choose from. There are 4 different formulas that she likes to call. This one is the pressed glitter, the top row. This next one right underneath it is called metallic, and it's this middle row. And then right underneath metallic, she calls this one sequin, which is the second to bottom row. And the very last is your typical matte row. This palette multiple times at this point. I do currently have the eyeshadows on my eyes. I have used all of the formulas in each of the categories, but I have not used every single eyeshadow. So I can't speak on every single eyeshadow. For example, I have not used this memory sequin shade right here, and I have not used the metallic shade as well. But for the majority of it, I have used the majority of the eyeshadows already. And first of all, let's just go through every single one. For the mattes, which is this bottom row here, the mattes are really good. They're super pigmented, easy to blend out. I had no problems with any of the shades. I feel like they were very pigmented, and honestly, you can even get carried away. I think you have to be very careful and like light-handed with this deep matte shade right here called Memory. For the sequin one, the shades, which is this second to bottom row, basically to me, when I see those kind of shades, she calls it sequin, but they basically, I honestly feel like they're matte shades infused with loose glitter. So basically these type of shadows, they have glitter reflex in them that are very micro that you don't even see. And even when after you apply it on your eyelids, you don't even see it. So for me personally, I don't really care for that formula at all. Like, I feel like that is a wasted shadow that I would not have personally put that in there. I think what would have made more sense if it would have gone light, like a lighter shade of that exact same one. So for example, it would have been like light brown, deep brown. Like, that would have made more sense to me, and I would have kept both of these mattes, but just make this second row either deeper or make this first row lighter, in the aspect that it's getting lighter and deeper as you go further and further up to the shades. But that's just my opinion on those shades. I don't really care for matte shades that have infused glitter, because once you apply on the eyes, you really can't tell the difference. Like, for example, when I use Story, both these oranges on the eyes, you can't even see the gold reflex. I feel like they both look very, very similar. You can't tell at all once you apply. So I don't care for that row, the sequin row. I feel like it's a waste row. Now moving up to the next row, which is, she calls them the metallic row, which is the second to the top. And for these shades, they're your typical, I would consider them either your satin or shimmer shades. I feel like they're gorgeous. I feel like they perform very well even with a brush, or even better with your fingers. But I had no problems using any of them with my brush. And I feel like they were super pigmented. They glided on very easily. So I really liked that metallic formula, basically your shimmers, your satin shades. And then for the very last, which are your glitter, pressed glitters. Now, everyone has their opinion on pressed glitters. Either you prefer it or you don't. You like them or you don't. For me personally, I don't like to have pressed glitters in eyeshadow palettes, just because for me, I feel like they do better, or for my opinion, I would prefer them on their own. That's just my opinion. But overall, I really do like it. I think it's a good formula. I think it's decent for the price that, you know, the $48. I think that it is, you know, a good average price for what you get. I just feel like a whole row is just kind of wasted. But other than that, I really do like it. I think that if you still want to try it, I think it's worth the try. Also, one other thing is, I feel like this, like, the palette name is called Neutrals palette. So pretty much you're going to get neutral eye looks. I have created some shades with using this Poet, and it looks more pinky berry. So I wouldn't consider it as neutral, but I do like that she did add in that shade. So it's not just a complete neutral, you know, like if you just had that, that would be a complete neutral. So I feel like that is a nice neutral shade if you're a person that likes to wear berry tones or pinky tones. I feel like it is a nice addition. But overall, I think that the quality is very, very good. I do like it. I just think that if you have a lot of palettes in your collection and that include a lot of neutrals, this may not really add to your collection. I feel like if you're a person that you don't have a lot of neutrals and you do want to try and of course support Tati, then of course I think it is worth it. I think she has really good quality eyeshadows, especially the metallic and that matte shade. I really, really enjoyed those two formulas. But other than that, that's pretty much it for my review on the Tati Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. And now we're going to move on to the eye tutorial on how I created this eye look today, of course using the palette. So other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.